Alright guys, let's try to figure this out and do a little diagnosis of what's going on this raised garden bed here. You could see every other raised garden bed I got, you know, they're all looking good, everything's looking healthy. But this one here in particular, this is pepper plants. Now, let's have a look at these pepper plants, okay? First thing of diagnosing is, okay, they look pretty healthy. I mean, they're green. They're not yellow. They look healthy. Look at this one. I mean, I'd say that looks like a very healthy pepper plant. What if I was to tell you that I planted these pepper plants here last week? You know, and then you're looking at them, the size of them. Would you believe me? Would you believe me that I planted these last week? You probably would, yeah. They look healthy, you planted them last week. What if I told you that I planted these back May 16th of 2023 and we are now in July? And like this, going on the second week of July, and look at them. They're not growing at all. Something is happening with this bed that these peppers are stunted and they will not grow. And that's what we're going to do today on this video, is I'm going to show you the processes that I do to diagnose the problem. Is it the soil? Is it the plants? What's causing it? So let's start from the beginning with our very first test. So the very first test I want to do on this bed is I want to check what's the pH of this soil. I want it to be around 7 or between 6 and 7, the pH. And this is cheap and it's pretty accurate. I mean, it's, you know, it's not the most accurate, but I'd say it's 95% accurate. Because then again, what on planet Earth is always 100% accurate? Nothing. So we're going to stick it in the soil and we're going to get a reading. So this is the first stage of diagnosing what's wrong with this bed. So let's see what happens. Okay, drop down to a 6.5. Okay. That looks pretty good. Oh, 6.0. That's still okay. No, that's still okay. That's not bad at all. I'd prefer it to be around 6.5, but 6.0 is not bad. Let's do another location down here. Oh, the strawberries are looking great, aren't they? Let's try it right here in this corner. You want to do a couple of different sections of your bed. Don't just do one. Do like 4, you know, go around the 4 corners of your bed and see what you're getting to be more accurate. Okay, so that corner, first corner was 6.0. This one's at 6.5. And we'll give it another 2-3 seconds, and if it doesn't change, we'll call it 6.5. Okay, so that's 6.5. All right, let me go do the other corners, and I'm not going to show you guys that on camera, but we'll be back, and I'll give you the pH update. Okay, so I just finished the soil pH test. So the pH of that soil is out of the question. That is not it. The 3 readings was basically at 6.5, and I'm happy with that. So pH, you're okay. Next step. Okay, so step number 2. What fertilizer did I use? You know, because us gardeners, sometimes we see new products on the market and we're like, you know, I'm going to try this fertilizer this year, or instead of the one I've been using for the past, you know, 11, 12, 13 years. I'm just gonna try something different. The fertilizer I use is basically, it's, a slow release, at planting, is a 13-13-13, a triple 13. It's slow release. Every year I use this fertilizer to, I put a little bit in a hole, and, and I cover it, and then I put my plants. Doesn't matter if it's peppers, squash, zucchini, tomatoes, it does not matter. I always use is the triple 13, and I've always had success with it. So I am definitely going to eliminate my fertilizer as a cause of what's happening to these pepper plants. So fertilizer, you check out okay. Let's move on to the next step. So for step number 3, I have no choice but to, even though I fertilized at the beginning, I have no choice at this point, is to give these plants, a little kick in the butt, and see if they wake up. So let me show you what kind of fertilizer I'm gonna give them a little boost with. You should like this. So let's go into the woods here. Yep, I got a little space compost pile there going. A lot of you that follow the channel, you know that I make my own fish emulsion, and I got a little barrel there, but I think that's like a 2-gallon jug that's filled right up to this line here. And now I'm going to take some of this homemade fish emulsion. I actually have a video on how I made that. You guys can go into the channel and look for that. It's pretty easy. If you're a fisherman, or if you go fishing and you have a plastic trash barrel and you have a place far away from your home to keep it, you can make this, and this stuff is amazing. So we're going to do that. And trust me, and if you're a guy and you're married or you have a girlfriend and you make this type of fish emulsion at home like I do, with the fish guts and the fish racks and all that stuff, use it only, trust me, use it only when your wife or your girlfriend or whatever is away at work, and use it early in the morning, because this stuff stinks. And trust me, it stinks. So that's just a disclaimer. Right now my wife is out off camping, so she's not home. So that gives me the perfect opportunity to inject those plants with a little bit of something good for them. Let me open this here. I don't want, you can see how excuse me. See how oh gosh, the smell. I'm gonna take that's about 2 cups worth right there. And trust me, if you make this at home, you do not want to get it on your clothes, on your shoes, on your hands, nowhere. Oh God. Ooh. Oh, that is terrible. All right, let's start giving them a drink. I'm going to be generous. Just give each plant its own little drink of this fish emulsion. I mean, look at that. That's pretty sad. But let's see what happens. There we go. Come on. Don't worry about the smell. I'm the one that has to live with it, not you. But, alright guys, so that's step number 2. Let's move on to step number 3. let's move on to step number 4 and we'll finish out this video. All right, moving on to step 4 is, I gotta think, did I amend something new to this soil or to these garden beds that something new that I've never done before? And the answer is yes. I did amend something that I've never done before to these garden beds. Not all of them, but especially this one that I'm having the issue with. And I think I did a video, I think I have it in my library, and I'm going to show you what I amended my beds with, because for years I make my own leaf mold. And every spring I take my leaf mold and I add it to the beds and I leave it there, and the worms keep on working it. And it's some of the best soil amendment you can add is leaf mold. Well, I ran out of leaf mold because, you guys that follow the channel, I took down my leaf mold bins so I could build a cattle panel greenhouse, which, by the way, is holding up great and it's amazing. I don't regret that. But the thing is I didn't rebuild a new leaf mold bin system, which I have to do towards the end of the summer so I can start a brand new one all over again. But what I did do is I went out and I bought something and I added it to this bed, and it was something brand new to me that I've never done before. Let me show you what that is. So that's step number 4, is looking at what did I amend this bed with. And here it is. Here it is. I amended with composted manure. And like I said, I've never ever used composted manure in my garden beds before. And I've never had a problem. Now, I'm not saying that this is, in fact, the problem. I'm not saying that. I'm just trying to eliminate and diagnose what is wrong with those peppers in that bed. But this is what I amended with, was a composted cow manure. So it could be that. It could be that. So I'm not sure, but definitely be careful, and this is one of the reasons, because if it is that, then that sells me on, I just can't trust these companies with what they're feeding their animals, where they're getting their manure, I don't know. And that's why I like making my own compost and leaf mold, is because I know exactly what's going into it. So that could be one of the culprits right there. Okay, so now that we got the main 4 things diagnosed, the only thing to do now is I eliminated, let's review the diagnosis. I eliminated the pH. I eliminated that. Okay, so now that we got the 4 parts done, let's do a little review. Number 1, I eliminate the pH of the soil. It's not the pH of the soil. That's out the window. Nothing wrong with that bed as far as pH goes. The fertilizer, I seriously doubt it. Right now, I want to eliminate the fertilizer as well, because I've been using it for years and years and years and never had a problem. And every other garden bed I have here with different vegetables, like I said, has that triple 13 in it. It always works. I'm gonna be a little skeptical though, just for the sake of being skeptical for now. Then I added the homemade fish emulsion. And now And then I went to the cow manure that I added to the bed back in the spring. Now, after adding the fish emulsion, if these peppers in the next 10 to 14 days, if I don't see some kind of drastic change in these pepper plants, then it's going to leave me no choice. And I try to do everything organically as much as possible. But sometimes all organic doesn't work. I'm sorry, it just doesn't. Or at least not for me anyway. I will not hesitate to whip out a bag of some, synthetic 20-20-20. That's right, synthetic 20-20-20 fertilizer, and I will inject those plants with it. And if the 20-20-20 doesn't do anything to those pepper plants, then that bed is junk. I'm just going to junk that bed. And when I say junk it, I mean in the fall, I'm going to take all that soil out of there, and I'm going to leave that bed basically empty for a whole year, all of 24. I'm going to leave that bed completely empty and start all over again. So that's what I'm going to do. So my next step is, 20-20-20 and see what it do. And trust me, I've used in past years, I've used 20-20-20 synthetic fertilizer, and it's no joke. It's no joke. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that this will help you in the future if you're having such problems like this in a raised garden bed or in your soil. It's more or less, an idea of breaking down why your plants aren't responding to everything you did to them that in the past years you've done as well. So it's a matter of process of elimination. And right now, the only thing that I've done different is I added that cow manure in the spring instead of my leaf mold. So I'm leaning a little bit towards that. So guys, if you found this helpful, you can support the channel by giving the channel a thumbs up. It's right down there. Or you can subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell. And till next time, every one of you stay safe, and check out some more videos I have in the channel. You might just find them interesting. Alright, bye guys.